Old and Achy here with another Halo 4 campaign mission walkthrough, and today I'm going to show you how to get both weekly campaign challenges for the week of March 17th to the 23rd, the first of which is Prediction Pain, which requires you complete any mission heroic or higher with Famine, Tough Luck, and Thunderstorm, and the second is Reclamation, which requires the completion of the Reclamation mission or Reclaimer mission on Legendary with Mythic, Tilt, Tough Luck, and Thunderstorm. And so here are all the skulls that we need for both challenges, and setting the mission to Reclaimer and Legendary. And this is a good 2-for-1 because Reclaimer is a fairly easy mission to do even with Mythic, Tilt, Tough Luck, and Thunderstorm, and we're really not going to be using any or very much ammo at all, so Famine really doesn't come into play here. Now, I do use a number of speedrunning techniques and tactics and routes, if you will, in this particular mission. The first of which here is running off to the left to initiate the mammoth to get moving a little bit early. That saves us a few seconds. We'll come down to these two little flat rocks here and make a U-turn, and we see Captain Del Rio show up on the screen, and the waypoints appear on the mammoth, and that gets her moving. Now there's several techniques and tactics that I will not use in this run because they're a bit higher risk. They're good for speed running, but they're higher risk for the average campaign missioner, if you will. So I'm going to use a couple of safer, tried and true methods, and I'll point these out when we get to them. But now we're just off and riding on the mammoth. And the first big thing we have to do is get to the target designator and take out the first particle cannon.
Captain Del Rio, targeting Pelicans are in position near the particle cannons, waiting for the mammoth's mini-mac to take them out. 766, lose some altitude. You're inside the kill box. Almost got target locked.
And we're just riding along here.
Pelican, fall back.
Now, as soon as Commander Lasky comes on the comm and says Covenant digging in on the ridge line up ahead, that's our cue to do a sprint jump off at a 45-degree angle like so, and then kind of jetpack and coast over to the ridge on the right, and then just take off sprinting. And here I am using some speedrunning techniques for sprint and regular pace. It takes about 4 seconds or so, maybe 5, to get full sprint back. After 8 steps of regular pacing, you can go into 16 steps of sprint, and that's count to 4, and then on the count of 5 go ahead and go back into sprint. Now notice I'm sprinting right to this little rock here. I'm going to do a jump jetpack up and boost to this ledge, wait for my jetpack boost to come all the way back, and then up here, and then I'll sprint jump off of here, and right at the last second use jetpack to slow my descent. Run along the edge of the acid stream, up and over with the Pelican with the jetpack, grab the target designator, and put the first shot on the particle cannon. It does take 2 with tilt on to take it out. Jump down to this rock, and then turn around and jetpack up to this flat rock, and then sprint up to the ghost and haul it back to the mammoth. Now, the latest speed running trick at this point would have been to park it out there by a big rock and wait for the target designator to charge. Just blew it up. Target designator to charge, and then go up a rock and do a jump across the acid stream with the ghost. But I'm going to take the safer route here and let the mammoth cross the stream, if you will, or allow me to get onto the other side of the screen like so. Now sometimes it takes a little bit of time for this front hatch to open. Sometimes it opens pretty quickly like so. But regardless, we're out and running with the Ghost. Go ahead and boost through here. And right about here we run out of boost, and go ahead and get it all back. And then take off again. Run a gauntlet of 2 Phantoms and some Coveys on the ground. And just follow this path, and we get through that fairly easily. And next up, we're going to do the jump through the solid object skip. That's been around forever. We're going to jump right through the force. We're going to jump out of the Ghost, jump right through the force field up here. If you press down on the jump key and hold it, that'll bring the nose of the Ghost up, by the way. Okay, heading for the force field. And just kind of swing around here. I like to swing around this way. Some people like to go to the swing around to the left. But before you're jumping out, look in the direction you want to go, and you'll jump out on that side. I forgot that time. All right, now we're off and sprinting to the Lich, and we're going to do the Lich skip. And the approach that I'm going to use is probably the safest of the approaches to take out the Lich early.
Whenever you're ready to proceed, Chief.
Okay, right about here or so, Commander Alaska is going to come back on the comm, and that's when we switch over to the target designator. There he is, and put the first shot on. When I see him come on the comm like that, I know that the Mammoth is close enough to put a shot on the Lich. And we grab that Ghost and run up to this little flat ledge here. Okay, jump out. And I'm going to do a sprint right into that rock face and then jetpack, and that gives me extra boost. In fact, a lot of extra boost. Alright, jump jetpack up here. Alright, good timing because the target designator is just about recharged. Recharge, put the second shot on, then the Lich appears, and we'll jump off the ledge and then jetpack boost down to here. Be a little gentle though, because you can lose your shields and die. One whack, 2 shots with the sniper rifle, and that takes care of the Lich. And then we use the jetpack to get back down to here after we jump out of the Lich. And we're off and running again. Ghost, nose up, that's pressing the jump key, and then right at the last second, pull back on both thumbsticks. That'll soften the landing. And move around a little bit while we're waiting for the invisible wall to disappear, because occasionally the Phantom's main gun will fire on you, or one of the race behind you will. Okay, come on up to this area right here, jump out, and I was having a little bit of a problem here. I was trying to get myself to sprint. There we go, finally sprint right into the rock face, boost up here, gives you plenty of boost. And we're going to do a sprint jump jetpack, and then coast and jetpack, coast and jetpack. And again, there's a slightly faster technique using the Ghost to get halfway across before you bail out and jetpack the rest of the way. But that is higher risk, and we really don't need, we're not speed running here, so we really don't need to use that tactic to get across. This one's a lot safer to use. Takes a little practice, a lot safer. Okay, run into the rock face right by that black streak. Okay, jetpack up, do the same thing here. Now when you do that jetpack, that first jetpack up, make sure you don't drift too far to the left, because you can fall to your death because the rock gets real slippery. Okay, now I'm back into sprint and regular pacing, sprint and regular pacing. We're getting ready to initiate the sniper alley skip. And we want to get up to a certain point here, so we do a loading and then get a checkpoint, and I actually went just a little bit too far. I didn't want to get on the far side of this rock, because I got snipers firing at me now. I wanted to get on the near side of that rock and turn around, but hey, I survived, so we'll just keep going with the run. And now we're going back the way we came. To right about here, and run into the rock face. Now move a little bit left as you're going up, get to this rock ledge here, and quick little boost over here and do a sprint jump and boost and coast, boost over to here. Alright, do a sprint jump and boost over this little ledge and do a sprint jump and boost up and around. We made this fairly easily that time. Okay, and then we're going to sprint right through here and go ahead and boost just to keep your head below the ledge there, the platform, and then boost over like so, jump straight up and jetpack up and then turn around, and we just did the sniper rally skip in good time. Now that is really to me the choke point in this mission. That's the one that causes me the most grief, getting that, jumping that gap properly. Alright, and if you don't make that top ledge, you can always go down below and do a jump jetpack up to the ledge before you jump the gap. Okay, now we're in the Forerunner building. And I like to whack the door there to get the attention of the Sentinel to open this doorway and then this doorway. And then down the elevator. Now the rest of the mission is fairly simple. I'm going to use a fairly safe technique at the end to bypass the big tank and wraith battle.
The Sentinels wanted us to get the particle cannons offline.
I'll point that out when I get to it.
This could be a trap.
You say that like there's a second possibility?
Down we go. Okie doke. Now we're off and running again, and I'm using this speed running pacing techniques here. Count to 4 and then go back into sprint. Saves me having to count my actual steps, which I'm not very good at. Okay, we're headed to the, we're in the particle cannon control network room, and we're headed to the terminal to get Cortana into the system. To take out the 2 remaining particle cannons, you can see there's symbols on the left there which are gold. The 2 silver symbols on the right are the 2 that we took out. And then while she's doing that, we're just going to mosey on back down here to just about this spot right about here, right across from that doorway. Notice the machinery in front of me going dark.
Cortana?
That means she's taking it out, and then she gets hung up in the system. Now what's going to happen is she's going to yell Chief. She's going to yell Cortana twice. After the first Cortana yell, go ahead and jump, jetpack, and boost, and that gives us a little head start on that light bridge. If you're nervous about that, you don't have to. You can wait for the light bridge to appear. Alright, jump off of here, jetpack down to here, and then we're going to run through the door into the white light. And this is the start of a couple of minute cutscene with the librarian, but we're going to skip that. The librarian's telling us all about the didact and then boosting up the Chief's DNA and his shielding and all that good stuff, so he can take on the didact later on. And we're coming out of the cutscene here. And go about this. Alright, and then as soon as we gain control, about here, okay, head over to this little raised platform. When the music changes, that's a signal that Cortana's ready to be picked up. Go ahead and select her, grab her, and head over here with the jetpack. And we're going to run on down to here. Now I held here for just a second, get full shielding back, and then go ahead and jump off down to here with a sprint jump, and then run through the door. Didn't even have to fire at those crawlers there. And I ducked the left real quick to make sure the door behind me closed so we take any more fire, and then jump into the elevator and head on down. And when the elevator reaches the floor below, we go out of the door and to the right, like so, and head for the portal, and this will bring us on the outside. Now if I were really speed running here, I would try to hijack a ghost, or minimum the hog that's out there. But I'm going to take the safer approach.
Does Infinity have a shot on
And actually, this is the safest way to skip this battle. It takes a little bit longer, and I kind of flubbed the jump a little bit, but I still managed to make it. But we're running to this little rock right here. What I want to do is run into the rock face and then jump, but I missed my execute the jetpack thing. So we'll go back here and try again. Got Knucklehead. Having all kinds of problems. I thought I was going to die right here. Didn't quite make it this time. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, good. Got it on the second jump. Alright, jump up to here, run into the rock face, and straight up the rock face to here. Now here we can't do that into the rock face trick. We have to do a jump jetpack straight up because there's kind of an outcropping on that rock. Okay, and then just follow this path, jump up here, and jetpack, jump up here and jetpack, and then do a sprint and jetpack across the gap, like so, and then run along the rock ledges here. And like I said, oh, come on down here. Don't worry about that kill zone. We'll be out of it pretty quick. This does take a bit longer, but it's a lot safer approach to getting back behind the force field, which is our goal right here. Okay, jump up here, jetpack, up here, and jetpack. So, and now we're behind the force field, and we'll go ahead and jump down using the jetpack to slower descent at the last second. Notice the screen freezes, it's loading everything out ahead of us. And we just sprint along the cliff face here. Again, I'm using speedrunning pacing now. And then go ahead and jump on down here to the target designator and grab it and put the shot on the gravity well. And that essentially is the end of the mission. We have to watch it blow up. We have to watch the chief watching it blow up and smugly walk away. And then we have to bypass a cutscene, and that'll be the true end of the mission when we see the symbols appear. And then the 2 challenges will appear after that. Like I said before, you can get both challenges by just turning on the Famine skull in addition to the others. Mythic, Tilt, Tough Luck, and Thunderstorm. You can get both challenges this one road. There's challenges popping. I hope this helps you in your quest. For the weekly challenges, Old Nikki signing off.